Greetings and welcome to our daily devotional for March 3rd, 2021. Our verse for the day comes to us from James chapter 4, verse 2, which says, "You want what you don't have, so you scheme and kill to get it. You are jealous of what others have, but you can't get it, so you fight and wage war to take it away from them. Yet you don't have what you want, because you don't ask God for it." Now, for most followers of Christ, you and I, we're going to experience times in our lives when we wonder why we don't seem to be growing in our Christian faith. There might also be times when we doubt our abilities to share the good news of Jesus Christ, and we don't recognize times in which we've got the opportunity to lead others to Christ. And it's just at these specific moments that we ought to be asking ourselves a very, very important question, which is, have I asked Jesus to help me with this? Now, though it's never appropriate for us to dictate or to command God to provide us with anything, it's also wrong to not ask God for help with our lives and our spiritual strength, because God wants to bless you and I. After all, we are His children, yet followers of Christ will often fail to receive what God can provide because we don't go to Him in prayer. There's so much unnecessary pain and suffering in the world today as a result of humanity's willful separation from God. If we could only take a moment to sincerely evaluate our spiritual growth and spiritual development, we could better perceive the very deep need we all have for the way, the truth, and the life of Jesus Christ. Now, do you want to have better relationships with others? Do you want to have a better understanding of the Bible? Do you want to make a more positive impact in the lives of others? Do you want the Lord to encourage and support and empower you? Do you? Do you really? The reality is that God does want to bless us all. Now, if it doesn't seem that any one of us is experiencing that we're not bearing good fruit, it may very well be that we haven't asked God for His help. And perhaps God is simply awaiting the invitation to do so. Now, our passage for the day comes to us from James chapter 4, verses 1 through 5, and I'll be reading from the New Living Translation of God's holy word. What is causing the quarrels and fights among you? Don't they come from the evil desires at war within you? You want what you don't have, so you scheme and kill to get it. You're jealous of what others have, but you can't get it, so you fight and wage war to take it away from them. Yet you don't have what you want because you don't ask God for it. And even when you ask, you don't get it because your motives are all wrong. You want only what will give you pleasure. You adulterers! Don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God? I say it again. If you want to be a friend of the world, you make yourself an enemy of God. Do you think the scriptures have no meaning? They say that God is passionate, that the Spirit He has placed within us should be faithful to Him. Yes, and always. May God bless us with the reading of His holy word. Now, other suggested readings that coincide with the theme of today's message come from James chapter 5, verses 13 through 18, and Colossians chapter 1, verses 3 through 14. Blessings to you and yours from the Ione Community Church.